was a really good peanut. Hi everybody, it's me, Jessica. Oh my gosh, your health fitness program manager from McLean, and I'm here today to guide you through your awesome HIIT circuit. I broke up today's workout into 3 different rounds, so we're gonna do 3 rounds without taking a big break. So today's workout's also gonna help us to work on our endurance. Yay! You should bring some medium weights if you have them. If you don't have any weights, that's totally okay. Still a great way to keep moving. Let me turn all the sounds off on my computer. Let you grab yourself some water, put some music on. If it is an opportunity for you to put on music so you can stay engaged, gather anything you have to make things challenging. If you have some heavy water bottles, laundry detergent, whatever you got. We're gonna start in 4 minutes with an amazing warm-up. That's right, an amazing warm-up. So really make sure you have that water. Take a couple sips right now. Here, Uncle Buck, you can have some water. Do. 3 minutes till we party, y'all. Pardon me. Do a little of that. Move this back just a hint. Great. All right, I'm ready. Got a couple minutes before we actually be in class. If you're here a little early too, I encourage you to create some movement. Just use the space that you have, walk around. Just get away from your desk. Adios, desk. Whew. Pretend you're not tired. Great. One more minute. I got the second glass of water. And I got a couple varieties of weights here. I'm going to be using some lighter weights today because honestly we've been doing a lot of body weight only exercises. Haven't really been bringing the focus so much to bicep curls and whatnot. Video looks so fuzzy today. hello, Alex and everyone else. Y'all, I promise, I swear, I'm that much closer to actually getting the shades hung. Here, for now, I'm just gonna try and wipe this off. That did nothing, I bet. But I promise it's happening. Okay, let's go ahead and just get right into it. Doesn't matter how fuzzy or clear I look for you today. Oh, life, you're such a joke. All right, let's begin with our usual lateral side to side step taps. Just getting away from our desk. Start to draw your belly in. Make these lateral side to side step taps as big or as small that works for you. Oh yeah, as if it's gonna make a difference. I do remember that I was staring at those pigeons or doves who like to hang out on my air conditioning drip tray. Did that make a huge difference? No. Let's go ahead and change the direction of those shoulder circles. Whatever, y'all. Keep it weird. Have fun. That's what it's all about. Let's get 3 more. 2, 1. Go ahead, plant those feet. Inhale your arms all the way up overhead. Make sure you've got some weight in your heels. Don't let it come all the way to your toes. We're gonna do some arm circles down to your toes. If you need to, you can even open your stance a little bit wider for a stable base, and with control, reach all the way down. Inhale, come up and around. So just make sure you're still breathing. Starting to warm up the back of the legs a little bit. Bringing a little bit of stress to the shoulders, keeping them up overhead. Let's get 3 more. 2, 1. Yay, relax those arms down by your side. I want you to take a little bit of a hunch of your shoulders even. So a teeny little rounding of the shoulders as we're gonna come forward, so a hinge at the waist, and then a little push of those hips forward, squeeze your shoulder blades together, lean back just a little bit. So creating some circles from those hips, starting to get into that lower back a little bit as well. Equally grounding through the feet, got weight in the heels. Let's do 1 more time around in this direction. Stop at the top. Yay, and change directions. Oh, feels so good. I hope this feels great for those of you who are joining me in this movement. I know it seems like we're barely doing anything, but we are working to create space of shoulders away from the ears. Stand yourself up. Awesome. We're gonna go for some alternating warrior lunges, I guess. So go ahead, extend your arms out to the side, extend those legs out nice and wide. We're gonna bend the opposite leg of the hand that reaches up overhead. I think it's easier to just say opposites. You can bring your forearm down to your thigh and find a big reach, as much length as you can, and then inhale, stretch those arms out. Exhale. Make sure you're sending those hips back behind you. Inhale, lift up. Exhale. Find that big reach. Make sure we're reaching up the back and sides of the body. Maybe even opening up towards the ceiling just a little bit, bringing more of that stretch through the armpits. 1 more time to each side. This feels great. Awesome. Let's go ahead and get some big shoulder rolls. Back to those big shoulder rolls, both moving at the same time. Taking my kick to the front, pressing through the heel. For 3, 2, 1. Switch the direction of those shoulder rolls. I'm gonna make them individual now. Still finding that little kick forward for 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Give me some jumping jacks. Still bringing those arms up overhead. Starting to raise that heart rate just a little bit. Moving with intention. You can be going for a regular jack. You know I'm on the 2nd floor, so I got to keep the intensity a little bit lower. I cannot wait to get back into the fitness center and actually push myself as hard as I possibly can. I hope that you are still pushing yourself as hard as you possibly can, but you know what I mean. All right, go ahead, relax those arms down by your side, shake it out. Keep moving though. Keep moving, either shaking your hips or just something. I'm gonna talk you through what our first 3 moves are. We've got 3 moves. We've got 45 seconds of work, a 10-second break. We're gonna do them 3 times, and then we'll take a nice long break in between. You know how I like to challenge us to those breaks for a minute or 2 where I say we're not gonna talk about exercise. And I never make it through those 2 minutes without talking about exercise. Okay, the first round of moves, a lot of total body moves, and also we're gonna bring some attention to the core, because I'm gonna encourage you during our bicep curls. One sec, Uncle Buck, can you do me a favor and sit down somewhere? How about if I give you a giant piece of pepperoni, just so you shut your adorable little doggy now? I'm trying to teach class right now. Great, there you go, okay, bye. Okay, all right, so for our bicep curls, we're gonna do them balancing on one leg. You have a choice as you're balancing on this leg how hard you're going to be challenging your abs. You might want to just brace your opposite leg against your standing leg. Feel free to still take a slight bend in that standing leg. Make sure you're not locking the knee out, or you can challenge your abs a little bit more, making sure the weight's in your standing leg heel, and with that knee raised, and do your bicep curls from there. We will, you know what? Let's do one leg balance, the other leg balance, and then we'll switch it up halfway through round 3. Next, we're going to do squats, and we're going to alternate what's happening with our squats. First, we're going to do a squat into an upright row. Round 2, we're going to do a squat into alternate front and side lat raises. Round 3, we're going to do a squat and bring it into an overhead press. And our last move is we're going to hinge forward, use your weights or no weights, take a slight bend at the elbows, bring those elbows back, shoulder blades towards each other as we work into a fly. All right, so starting off with that balanced bicep curl, grab your weights, grab a quick sip of water. We got a 7+ minute circuit coming up. It starts in 3, 2, 1, begin. So balanced bicep curls. I want you to keep your elbows close by your side. You can do any kind of bicep curl that works for you today. Right now, demonstrating the hammer curl, having my palms facing in, bringing the heads of the weight up to my shoulders. Now remember, the more that you lift that leg up, the more it's going to challenge you to really focus on drawing your abs in, on being engaged through your core while you work these biceps. Make sure you're being controlled on the way up and down. You can even challenge the pace, maybe 1 second up, 3 seconds down. Great work. Next up, we have our squat into our upright row. So your hands are going to come right by your chest, elbows lead. You're ready? Begin. So squat down, weights in your heels, any kind of squat you want. Find that flat back, lift up, press through your heels, and get that row. You can give yourself a couple just to see how things feel for your body today. Once you have the move, you can increase the pace, especially if you're not working with any weights. You can be moving a little bit faster. Make sure as you draw those elbows up towards the row, you're still squeezing your back, and don't let that rib cage flare out. So as if you're holding a quarter right at the bottom of your sternum. 3, 2, 1. Great work. Our last move is going to be that fly. I'm going to switch to a lighter weight. You can always do no weight at all. Just focus on engaging. Set yourself up. Find that forward hinge and begin. Now, the more that you hinge forward, the more you bring that chest down towards the floor while you find this fly, the harder it will be. You can always be a lot more upright and just work to squeeze those shoulder blades together. However, make sure you have that belly pulled in tight, because you do have a bit of a forward hinge, and we want that back to feel good. We're finishing up round 1. We're going to go right back into our balanced bicep curl next. Create some length, shoulders away from ears. Keep that nice neutral chin on your chest right now. Find one spot to focus your eyes. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. You are awesome. We're going to balance on that opposite leg for the next bicep curl. And what kind of bicep curl are you going to do? Maybe you go for regular, maybe you go for reverse curl. Begin. Maybe you're even going for a little cross body curl. Oh. Still breathing, still elbows close by your side. Make sure you're really controlling on that -2 on the way down. I'm working a little slower in the negative today. Keep that core pulled in tight, keep breathing. You're amazing, we're almost there. 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Next we have our squat into alternating front and side lat raises. Remember, you can always put your weight down. Begin. So squat down, weight in your heels, pull up, then to one side, come on down, squat again, opposite side. Giving you a little break between those alternating lat raises to focus on the lower half of the body, a nice little reset and distraction. So keeping that nice flat back. Remember, weight is in your heels, not in your toes. And as those arms raise up, you're squeezing the shoulder blades towards each other. And that belly is in tight. Less than 10 seconds left right here. Then we come into that fly again. Ankle buck, stop it. Awesome, take your little rest, 10 seconds of rest. 3, 2, set yourself up, flat back, and begin. So belly is in tight, that forward hinge. Got a little bend in the elbows, a W shape, creating with your arms, because you're a winner. Bam, you are a winner. If you're really struggling with this fly, are you struggling ankle buck? Then I encourage you to come down on the floor. You can always come into a glute bridge now, or for our last round, and do a chest fly. Nice work. Starting to feel a little back sweat. Yeah. Keep that weight in your heels. Keep that core pulled in. You got it. All right, last time through with our balanced bicep curls. So challenge yourself, challenge those abs a little bit more. We're gonna switch halfway. Begin. Switch halfway between which leg you are balancing on. See if you can bring that thigh parallel to the floor. Really squeeze, even if your weights are light. Imagine that I'm pressing against the tops of your hands to inhibit you in being able to find that lift. Ready to switch? Go for it. Next time the weights are down. Nice work, y'all. Still breathing, just moving with control. Whatever speed you're going. Ankle buck. Nice. Next up is our squat into overhead press. Hi, would you like to come in here? Take a seat right here, please, or you can go away. Begin. All right, squat. As you stand up, drive the weight to your shoulders. It should automatically come up to your shoulders. As you press through your heels, take it easier on yourself, and then press straight up overhead. Push through those knuckles. Even if you have no weights, just imagine you're pressing the roof up. Yeah, you raise that roof. 15 seconds left. One more time through of flies, and then we get our first break. What are you gonna do during the break? I'm gonna drink some water and probably yell at the dog a little, so don't listen when I yell at the dog. Okay, shake it out one more time. Get ready. Get your mind in the game. Plant your feet on the floor. Take that little hinge at your hips and begin. Make sure you're not overarching your back here, so you might even find you need a little bit of a tuck in your pelvis. Ooh. Feeling it right at that mid-back as I'm keeping the weights nice and low. 18 seconds left. That's life. Hi, everybody. Let's keep going. We get to come down on the floor for our next round. 3, 2, 1. You're a winner. I'm going to set our 2-minute timer, 2 minutes to just walk around. Grab some water, shake it out, create any stretches that you want to. Tell your dog to chill out. Yo, Uncle Buck, what is your deal? I am working right now. I am working right now. You come here. Come here. Uncle Buck, I'd like to speak with you in the other room, please. Yes, I hear you. Keep coming. That's right, keep coming. Keep coming, little meltdown. Uncle Buck, I don't like your attitude today. You're not acting like a winner. I do still love you, though. I do still love you. But I really wish you would just be quiet. Just be quiet, Uncle Buck. Okay? Great. All right, just over 30 seconds left to enjoy yourself. If you're listening to music, to dance to the music. If you're not listening to music, to dance to that too. Yeah. Oh man, it's almost Friday. I'm getting my second vaccine tomorrow, so I'm really working on staying as hydrated as possible today. It's the goal every day, but it's intentionally my goal before this happens tomorrow, so I can hopefully feel my best this weekend. All right, break time is over. And the good news is that we're going to decrease the work interval, going from 45 seconds down to just 40 seconds of work. Let's come on down to the floor. Let me tell you what's coming up in round 2. Round 2, we've got some tricep extensions. So we're gonna do some kneeling hinged tricep extensions right here, similar to that same position we were in for our fly, but supported on our knees. From the tricep extension, we're gonna come on and do a push-up. Any kind of push-up that you can do. Remember though, push-ups are going to be leading with your chest coming down towards the floor first. So if you find that you're leading with your belly coming down towards the floor, put your knees down. If you're still leading with your belly coming towards the floor, come into tabletop. And then we're going to move through 3 different back exercises. So I just want to show you what they are really fast. Starting with your arms extended in front of you as much as you can. Probably gonna have to turn sideways. We're gonna go for swimmers. So for these swimmers, I want you to start out with your head facing down towards the floor. You're not gonna pick your head up. You're just gonna pick up your opposite arm and opposite leg. Opposite arm and opposite leg. Make the squeeze come from the glute. For round 2, we're gonna turn it into a breaststroke. So both legs are gonna lift up as your elbows drive back and then come back forward. So eyes are still looking down towards the floor. And then round 3, we're gonna do a Superman. So everything lifts up and everything lowers. And in the Superman, your range of motion will probably go a little bit further forward than it had in the previous 2. Okay, yay, that was a great extra little break. You're welcome. Now let's start our tricep extensions in 3, 2, 1, begin. Yay, awesome. So this little forward hinge, once again, the more that you're really hinging yourself forward, the more challenging things will start to feel. Press through those knuckles. Those pinky fingers, the backs of your pinky fingers as you extend your hand behind you. You do have an option to turn that wrist up to get a little bit more into the forearm as well. But squeeze the back of your arm, the tricep. 10 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, 1. Great. You can put those weights to the side. Give yourself a couple stretches, only 10 seconds between them. Next up is our push-ups. I'm gonna stay right here in tabletop, begin. So even here from tabletop, Ow, pushing into the hand palm and pressing yourself back up. If you want to, you can even do a tricep focused push up, bringing your fingers together, a nice little diamond shape of those fingers, and then releasing your elbows behind you. If all of these push-ups are still too hard for you, think about standing up. You can stand up, you can do a push-up against a desk, you can even do your push-up against the wall. So I want you to get the best push-up you can for your body today. So shoulders are pulled down, seated down your back. Great work. All right, next we have our swimmers. You're gonna face this way. All right, so extend those arms, opposites lift. Left arm, right leg, right arm, left leg. You can either have your palms facing down towards the floor, or if it feels more natural, you can give yourself a thumbs up as those arms lift. Create a little length through the crown of your head. And if you need to, you can even keep your mouth on the mat. Great work. Next up, we're coming back into those tricep extensions. 5 seconds till we get into it. 3, 2, 1, hinge and begin. So if you don't have any weights and you're trying to make these tricep moves a little bit more challenging, then you can always flip over right here, either keeping your glutes on the floor, just bend at your elbows, pressing into your hands, palms, or lifting yourself up into tabletop or reverse tabletop, making sure that you're lowering down through your hands, palms, and not just lowering those glutes down towards the floor. Just making sure everyone has a way to be working themselves, no matter what equipment they do or don't have. 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Roll over. We're going to do the breaststroke. Sorry, push-ups. We're going to do push-ups. I forgot about them. Begin. All right, get that push-up on. What kind of push-up are you doing today? Maybe you have those hands extra wide. You're working and challenging those shoulders a little bit more. I do like this tabletop push-up. I think it's a great way to really start learning how to engage your chest and shoulders and begin to activate the belly and the back. I find the push-up against the wall or against the desk to be a little bit more effective though, not gonna lie. All right, now we get to lower ourselves all the way down and get ready to swim it out. If your back is really tired, you can always keep the tops of your feet down on the floor and just focus on this draw of the elbows, begin an extension of the hands in front of you. So pulling your elbows back to lift yourself up and then pressing it back forward. While yes, I was a swim instructor, I will not be critiquing the actual hand movement of your breaststroke today. So please just draw those elbows back and then extend forward. And you can always lift those heels as well by squeezing those glutes. Eye gaze stays down on the floor. 3, 2, you made it. Press yourself up. Find how you're going to do your last round of tricep extensions. 3 seconds till we begin. Relax those shoulders and start. Keep that core in tight. If you're starting to feel tired, you can always do one and then the other. If you're feeling really awesome, give yourself a couple pulses back there before you bring it back in. So for this tricep extension, you don't really have to be moving anything besides from the elbow down. The rest of the arm stays braced by your side. 4 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Come on into your push-up. I'm going to challenge myself to work a little bit harder. Stand up for this push-up. Safely move the TV a little in this direction. And begin. So carefully lowering down and pressing yourself back up. Make sure you keep that back engaged the whole time. So you don't engage as you move, you tighten up that upper body and your core, and then you move carefully. I still have my elbows coming down by my sides, focusing a little bit more into those triceps. One more move, y'all. We're going to put it together with some Supermans. So come on down to the floor. Sorry, dresser. All right, extend those arms out, extend your legs out, and lift everything at the same time. So squeeze your glutes, press your hip bones towards the mat. Give yourself 2 thumbs up this time. Lift it all up and carefully lower it down. Use that inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Nice big break coming up after this, so work yourself. Challenge that back one last time. Oh, you made it. All right, 2 minutes to yourself. 2 minutes to yourself. And then we're gonna meet on our butts on the mat. Oh, give yourself any stretches that feel appropriate. Try not to completely sit still. Focus on your breath. Slow your exhale down. Bring that heart rate back down. And I'm going to change the timer up. We're going to do 30 seconds of work. And I'm going to give us 15 seconds of rest because our last round is a lot of ab-focused moves. So I want you to be able to take at least 2 really long, slow breaths to feel good between each move. All right. 1 more minute to relax. And then I'll tell you what we're doing. I'll tell you. Yes, I will. I didn't actually yell at the dog. Didn't actually yell at the dog, everyone. You heard me. Still trying to get someone handy over to help me hang things. It's only been a year. It's only been a year. But you know what? I can't put those towels over the window. It's so janky. I just can't even take it. I can't. Gotta have some standards for yourself. So, think of me as your exercise angel. I'm your exercise angel. Hi, Fred. Hi, Fred. How are you? Want to talk to the people? No, you don't want to talk to the people. That's fine. I love you though. All right, let's make our way down to the mat. I encourage you to bring your weights with you again. Yay, bring those weights down to the mat. I'm gonna turn my mat. All these things I didn't think about while we had that delightful break. All right, so we got 3 different moves. We're gonna start off doing a Russian twist. If you can, for your Russian twist, I encourage you to lift those legs up off the floor into parallel. If you're already feeling tired, if your back is so tired that you try to lift those legs up and you find a lot of rounding, then you got to keep at least 1 foot on the floor. But maybe you can keep the other leg up in parallel. And we're gonna start with a simple Russian twist. Just twisting side to side. I know, so nice to begin with. Our next move is going to be a weighted bird dog. So grabbing your weights, laying down on your back, coming into tabletop. I want you to press through your heel as you extend your leg, bringing that heel as close to the mat as possible, and your opposite arm comes up overhead. If you find that your lower back is arching off of the floor as you extend that heel close to the mat, then you get to kick your heel up towards the ceiling, but keep those toes flexed back towards your face. And then our last move is going to be extending those legs all the way out, drawing that belly in. We're going to lift those shoulders off the floor and do some straight leg penguins. Really using that exhale to reach as far towards our heels as possible. I encourage you to take those times on the penguins to decrease the space between your lower rib and your hip as much as possible. Just sort of shaking side to side. Feels kind of nice on the back, but we lose out on the ab work. All right, so let's get started with our boat pose. If you can, Russian twist. Remember, this last round is only 30 seconds of work for each move, and you get a longer break, 15 seconds of break. So let's challenge ourselves from the beginning, and if you have to put a foot down, you put a foot down. It's cool. We start in 3, 2, 1. Now, you don't have to hold a weight in your hand, but if you have one, and you can push yourself a little bit harder, hold that weight in your hand. Keep that belly pulled in, create some length. You can work even harder by leaning yourself back a little bit more. We got 10 seconds left from right now. Can you keep those legs up in the air? Can you keep at least one leg up in the air? 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Lay down on your back. You are welcome. And glue that lower back down on the mat. So really draw that belly in. Draw your knees up. Extend your arms up overhead. Try not to bring those knees in closer than center line. And begin. So alternate arm presses out. Toes are flexed to your face as you push through your heel. So you can take this one nice and slow. So make sure you're moving with control. Make sure that belly stays engaged and that back stays engaged with the floor as well. And if your back is not engaged with the floor, you're pushing up a little in the diagonal towards the ceiling. Yay! Release your weights. Extend your legs. Press the backs of the heels into the floor. Squeeze those glutes. Belly tight. Lift your shoulders and begin. Try to keep that chin slightly neutral or tucked towards the chest, not reaching up towards the ceiling, which is going to put some really uncomfortable crinks in your neck. If you're having a lot of trouble here, if you don't quite have the ab strength to reach all the way to those straight legs, go ahead, bend your knees. You can press those heels a little into the floor to help you engage your abs as you need to. Yay! All right, coming back into our boat pose, and if you can challenge yourself this round of Russian twist, we're going to reach up overhead and then down. 3, 2, begin. So twist, reach all the way up overhead like a rainbow arc. Oh my gosh, y'all, it's hard. Remember, if you need to, you can always bring a foot down to the floor, but we got 10 seconds left. Can you challenge yourself here for these last 10 seconds? Because then you get to lay down, you get to put that back down on the floor. You made it. Release your back down to the mat. Take your time. Carefully lower yourself. Bring your weights with you. Engage your abdominal core and then draw those knees up into a reverse tabletop. Extend your arms up overhead and begin. Press through your heel. Plenty of time to carefully get into the setup. Can you tap the head of your dumbbell on the floor behind you? With control. Make sure you're not just letting it sink down. Once again, bring the attention back to that lower back on the mat and think about what's happening with your knees. Are you drawing them in close towards your chest and taking away some of the challenge to your lower abs? Take a break. What's next? Penguins. We get to release the weights. Either knees bent if you need a little extra assistance, or those nice straight legs. Begin. Use that exhale.
See if you can reach all the way for your feet. And if your legs are bent, how far up your foot can you reach? Just making sure you're feeling that squeeze as you move side to side. And then your chin's not stretching up towards the ceiling. And your shoulders are lifted up off the floor the best you can. Yes, we got one more time through. Sit ourselves up. All right. This time, I'm gonna just reach those hands forward and alternate between reaching behind me for the Russian twist. Not using any weights this time. I'm actually going to release my feet to the floor because you know what? I would rather work smart for my body today. I can increase the challenge by leaning back a little bit more as opposed to really feeling any uncomfortable pressure or creating any rounding through that back. Focus on that tight core. Enjoy this range of motion. Yes, lower yourself down one more time through with dead bugs. Dead bugs. How y'all feeling about the cicadas? I'm excited. All right, so bring those legs up with control. Press that back down and begin. Really working those lower abs and getting some upper ab work in by moving the upper and lower body at the same time. But we're focusing on creating the motion from the core. So really using your abs to draw this leg back in. Nice work. Release those weights once more. Last time through. Hopefully your core is starting to feel a little tired or a lot tired. Extend those legs out. Extend your arms. Press that lower back down. Take a deep inhale. Lift up and reach. Reach all the way down to or past your toes. Last move of the day. Oh, feels so good. Keep it up, y'all. 3 seconds left. Push through it. 2, 1. Nice. Lower yourself all the way down. Inhale your arms up overhead. Stretch through your fingers, press through your heels, relax those shoulders through the floor, reach through one set of fingers a little further to the wall behind you. Take a couple breaths right there. Reach through the opposite set of fingers a little further towards the wall behind you. Take some breaths right there. All right, bring those 2 fingers in line. Go ahead, bend your knees, place the soles of the feet in the floor. Let's do some snow angels. So with the backs of your fingers grazing along the floor as best you can. Enjoy all of your obstacles as you bring those hands close towards your hips and then inhale. Bring those arms back up overhead. Let's do 3 more. Inhale to start the move. Exhale to finish. Last one, up and down. Great. So this time as your arms come down towards the floor, let's take a moment and stretch in a nice big glute bridge. So glue your heels down. As you lift those knees up, or as you lift your hips up, your knees should be stacked about on top of your heels. So just think about where your stance is. You can even interlace your fingers under your back. Squeeze your glutes, lift up. Find a nice stretch through those hips. 2 more breaths. On your next exhale, carefully release your hands and relax that lower back towards the mat. Pull your belly in, glue it down, draw one leg up at a time. You can keep your feet just relaxed. Your legs don't have to come together. Just drawing those knees in towards your chest as you stretch your elbows towards your hips. Take an extra little tucking of your chin towards your chest to get as much of your neck and head and back vertebrae flat on the mat. All right, feel free to loosen things up a little bit. We're going to give ourselves some knee circles. I want you to make sure that that lower back, that sacrum, is staying down on the mat. So if you're going to sacrifice something, sacrifice how close your knees come towards the chest, and then change direction of those knee circles. Awesome. One more time in through center. Let's go ahead and extend those legs up towards the ceiling. Just encouraging the blood flow back down to our hearts. And then starting to enjoy a nice stretch through the hamstrings. You can go ahead, bend one leg, or even straighten it all the way out. So below you, grab hold of your opposite leg, either behind the thigh or on the calf, just not at the back of the knee. If you need to, you can always just grab hold of your pants a little bit. Or if you're wearing shoes, maybe you can hold on to your shoelace to just encourage a bigger stretch through that hamstring. Relax your shoulders to the mat. Remember, you can bend that leg and decrease the stretch just a little bit. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, let's go ahead and switch legs. Remember, both sides of the body are not the same, so maybe one side felt really open and you could have both legs straight, and maybe the opposite side you need to take a bend of that grounding leg. Awesome. Go ahead, plant both feet on the floor. Stretch your arms out to the side, or maybe make a goalpost. Let's go ahead, drop our knees to one side. Take a delightful spine twist. Can you keep both shoulders down on the mat? I have my chin turned towards the opposite direction of my knees to encourage an extra little stretch through the neck as well. 2 more breaths here. On that second exhale, relax and release yourself onto your back again. Press through your heels, lift up, roll onto the opposite hip. Work to stack your hips while keeping your shoulders on the floor. Just a couple more breaths right here. You can bring that extra stretch to your neck again as you look away from your knees. Great work today, y'all. Go ahead, clamshell your arms closed in the same direction your legs are. Take a moment, come back to your breath here in the fetal position. And then we're going to press ourselves up, coming into tabletop to begin with. Feel free to shake out those shoulders a little bit more. Take a little extra supported shake through your hips. Maybe even find that big stretch through your mid or upper back, sending your glutes towards your heels in child's pose. And then bringing an extra stretch towards the upper body, pulling everything through. Taking a moment in cobra. Go ahead, tuck your toes under, send your hips up towards the ceiling. Start to walk your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands. Just come up into a dangle as you shift the weight into your heels. You can even squat here, a generous bend of your knees. Take a moment to shake your head. No, I can't believe we're done. And yes, I'm so proud of myself for coming. And then with that chin tuck, slowly, gently roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time. Take a big inhale at the top. Stretch those arms up overhead. Interlace your hands, palms together. Turn them up towards the ceiling. Press through your heels. Take a side bend of the body. Inhale back up through center. Side bend to the opposite side. Back up through center. Open your arms really wide. Cross one over your body. Find a nice stretch through the shoulder into the upper back. Once more, inhale, open. Exhale. Nice big shoulder stretch, opposite side. Last time, inhale, open, interlace those fingers behind your back, press those knuckles down towards the floor. And then release, bring your hands palms together at your chest, press through your hands palms, find some rounding through your back. Inhale, arms up overhead. And exhale, release, stretch all the way down, however feels right for your body today. Awesome. Thank y'all so much for coming to our Thursday fuzzy camera HIIT circuit. If you have any questions or concerns about anything that I said or we did, please know you can reach out. Can't wait to see you all again soon. Have a wonderful rest of your day.